Hey folks, Paul here. Welcome back to another edition of the Baseball Dads podcast. I'm going to ruffle some feathers in this podcast because there's a situation that really aggravates me. And I think sometimes as pitching coaches and hitting coaches, we sometimes can focus too much on what we want to do and not what the player has to do. So have you ever seen one of these social media arguments that people have around baseball, and they get fiery, right? Like something like 300, 400, 500 comments, and some of them get really nasty, right? When it comes to pitching, there's a lot of categories in pitching, right? There's throwing different pitches, there's training, recovery, mechanics, like all that kind of stuff. And so the arguments, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some heated ones, but they're not as heated as when a bunch of people get together to talk about hitting mechanics. And I was just tagged in one earlier this week, and a friend of mine wanted me to see what was going on. And it was first of all, it was really nasty and really like confusing, like nasty to each other. You know, like when they disagreed with each other, you know, they start calling each other names. These are grown men. But if you listen to what gets said there, it's dizzying. It's dizzying. You hear the top hand does the work. No, the bottom hand does the work. No, you push with the top. No, you pull with the top. No, the bottom hand's the base and the top. No, you need to be palm over palm. No, the back leg needs to be connected. No, it needs to be up. The stride has to be this. You need to twist. It's all in the hips. No, it's all in the wrists. No, it's all in keep. You got to slide. You got to do it. And it's dizzying. It's absolutely dizzying what gets taught about the swing. And really what these guys are arguing is the act of hitting. The act of swinging. The act of swinging and not hitting. And all too often, as baseball coaches, we teach the swing when a hitter has to hit. We teach the swing, but a hitter has to hit. So before I get into this, go on over to 567dad.com. If you're watching on the video platforms, 567dad Baseball Edition book will be out shortly. October 11th is the release date of that, so you might be watching this close to there. And if it's before the release, you can put your name in there, and we'll let you know before it comes out. So getting back to it, I think all too often a coach is worried so much about what we're teaching and not what the hitter has to do. And I am very, very, very aware of how information is received by the athlete. So I need to make sure that what we teach is simple, simple to understand, and then simple to execute, and then simple to execute under pressure, right? So they have to be able to take it in, right? To be able to understand it at a simple level. And time is getting shorter, right? 9-month season, 10-month season, even a 6-month season. The instruction time is getting shorter. We don't have time for them to figure out a lot of things. So it's got to be simple to understand, to buy in, to comprehend, and then simple to execute enough in a practice situation that we can then duplicate that execution under pressure. And at no time in baseball history has the pressure been more on our players than it is as I'm recording this in 2017. So they have to be able to execute it under pressure. And what I hear is this dizzying array of things, and all of the things they're talking about are about the swing. But let me be very clear about this. Everything that we're trying to teach mechanically about the swing can only be executed under pressure if the hitter selects a good pitch. If the hitter cannot select a good pitch, then any of the mechanics that you're trying to get him to execute will be absolutely useless. Absolutely useless if they cannot select a good pitch. So Abraham Lincoln said, measure twice, cut once. And I think that applies to hitting, that we should be spending twice as much time picking out a pitch and training picking out a pitch than we do practicing swinging. So we have a lot of times that we call it batting practice, and it's really swinging practice. It's just mindless repetition. We're not training the act of hitting, we're training the act of swinging, when hitting involves picking out a pitch. So one of my favorite things to do now is when Dad will email me or have a consult about hitting. It's really easy to fix, because I'll ask him, next time you go to a hitting lesson or you're in the cage, just take out your phone and videotape like 7 or 10 minutes of your lesson. And let me see kind of what's going on in your lesson. And I will hear hitting coaches talk to hitters and give mechanical instruction about flaws, mistakes in their swing, and tweaks they need to make on pitches that the hitter probably shouldn't be swinging at. Or if he does swing at them, he doesn't have the ability to produce what we think he can produce is not there. Let me give you an example. Most hitters have a sweet zone, right? Sweet spot. Ted Williams is a 240 hitter down and away. So if Ted Williams was in a batting lesson and he swung at a pitch down and away and fouled it off, he would be getting a litany of instruction from today's modern day hitting instructor about all the things that were wrong with that swing. When the real thing he should have done on that low and away pitch is take the pitch. Or in situationally 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, maybe foul it off. That might have been the right thing. So if you're working situationally with hitters, which you should be doing every single time you step in a cage batting practice, you should be working situationally with hitters and make the effect of that batting practice really mean something. Not like, hey, you're going to take 5 0-2 pitches. No, an 0-2 pitch, put him in the situation, make him feel the pressure. If he strikes out, he's out. If he fouls it off, he gets another pitch. If he puts it in play, great. He's out, right? It's 0-2, 1-2, 2-2. So in those situations, what the education should not be, the education from the hitting coach should not be centered around the swing. If a hitter swings at a pitch that's low and away, that's not a pitch that he can hit solidly in a situation that does not require him to chase or to protect the zone, then the education from the hitting coach should be about pitch selection. But we don't do that. We don't talk about pitch selection. We talk about the swing. Every hitter's got their hot zones, and we should be training hitters to identify those hot zones, and that's where you're going to look for the best results. Where did Barry Bonds hit all his home runs? Middle in, right? My grandmother knows that. Middle in. Do you think after a weekend of hitting like 4 home runs on Monday, they came back in BP, and Dusty Baker was like, Barry, man, those home runs you pulled over right field wall, they're good and all, but I got to tell you, man, those low and outside pitches, you swung and missed at a few, couple called strikes, you tipped them. Why don't we work on those? Let's adjust your swing. Let's adjust your swing so that you can, better hit those pitches. No, right? They're going to keep him focused in on his zone. The toughest part about Barry Bonds, he had the same batting average as Ted Williams, low and away. What made Barry Bonds, and you can make all the jokes, right? It doesn't matter, but what made Barry Bonds great was Barry Bonds didn't chase those pitches. He would take 2 or 3 walks in a game and wait for his 1 or 2 pitches. And that's what we need to train hitters to do. That was the most valuable thing of Barry Bonds. Could you imagine if Barry Bonds chased pitches to get a hit? He would not have been the hitter that he was, but he had plate discipline to maybe wait a day for a pitch. So long story short, our education on some of what we're doing in the batting cage, the problems are not swing problems. The problems are pitch selection problems. So if I got a kid and I know he's middle in right-handed hitter and he foul tips a pitch low and away, I would probably say my education to him would be, look, you foul tipped it, right? Okay, why'd you foul tip it? Well, because I swung at a pitch that was a little bit outside of my hot zone. Okay, good. Now, situationally, 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, and you got to protect the plate, that's fine. That's actually a good thing, right? You don't want to get punched out on a low and away pitch with 2 strikes. So yeah, tip it, foul it off. It's fine. Okay, and that's that. That would be the base of my instruction. But any other count that you don't have to protect the plate, don't swing at that. Take it. I would much rather have my hitter be sitting 0-1. Then swing at a pitch that he shouldn't be swinging at. We should train our hitters for discipline. A disciplined hitter is a problem for a pitcher. No pitcher in the world wants to face a disciplined hitter who's not going to chase, right? Free swingers, it's a lot easier, right? So the question is always like, if Ted Williams or Barry Bonds are 240 hitters low and away, why didn't the pitchers just throw 3 balls, hit that low and away corner 3 times? Because it's hard to do that. If you've ever tried to do it, it's hard to do it. Go take your pitchers out in the bullpen, have them hit that low and away spot on a right-handed hitter 3 times in a row. Even 3 out of 4. It's tough. It's hard to do, right? If it were easy, every pitcher in baseball would have gotten Ted Williams out or gotten him out 7.5 out of 10 times, and they didn't. We just need to re-educate on where our instruction needs to be. But here's the thing that I've always run into is that it's not sexy to talk about pitch location, about pitch selection. It's kind of boring BP, right? You have to do a lot of it's measure twice, cut once. Measuring is not exciting. Cutting is exciting. And so is swinging. And so is lots of swings. And so is action. And so is, a practice that's moving along, right? Is it more exciting? Yes, but not better. Can it look like you're doing more? Yeah, but it's not better. Can you get more swings? Yes, but it's not better. I think the thing that we have to focus on is where we put our instruction. Are we doing the right thing for our students? And sometimes the education that we have to give them when they're in batting practice and when they're in the cage is more about pitch selection and less about the swing. Because in those kids where I watched batting practice, when the ball was low and away and the coach gave them a 3-minute lesson and then showed them a couple things and put them in the right stance, the kid still didn't hit that outside pitch. But when the pitch was middle in, the kid turned on it and the hitting coach said, "Now that's it." Yeah, that's it, because he got a good pitch. He got a good pitch. Ted Williams said, get a good pitch to hit. Get a good pitch to hit. Get a good pitch to hit. Not hit a good pitch. Not swing at a good pitch. Get a good pitch to hit. Not get a good pitch to swing at. Get a good pitch to hit. Get hit to. Get to hit. All right, guys, that's it for today. Appreciate it. Sorry I was a little fired up, but pretty passionate about that one. I think it's like the easiest fix that we can do as in baseball world. And I don't know, it makes perfect sense to me. Going over 567dad.com. The book will be out October 11th. Appreciate it. You can get on the early bird list there as well. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys next week.